Tutorial, we're going to look at modelling Classwork 7 from our plans. We have a new drawing here. I'm just going to go up and click Save. I'm going to call it Classwork 7. We want to make sure that it's in the tutorials in the right spot there. Select Save. I'm then just going to close my data panel so I have more room to work. Now for this particular item, the steel bracket, I'm going to start modelling from the top. So I'm going to select create a sketch, then I want to view on my navigation cube over here from the top. I'm going to select that plane and I'm going to start with the sort of cylinder looking portion at the top end there. So I'm going to start with a rectangle. I'm going to draw that down here. The front is then at the bottom of my screen. So that's going to help us out a little bit. I'm going to go with 50 deep by 75 wide. This is going to give us then the framework we need to do the rounded front there as well. So just going to relocate that a little bit. We're going to go up to circle. You go a circle from the middle here. The first circle is 50. C for circle again. Second circle is 75. It's the same diameter as our triangle is long, or a rectangle is long. Sorry. Now we're going to trim. I'm going to trim out the lines in the middle here. I'm going to trim the back half of our circle and the remainder of our rectangle. This gives us then the full sort of D looking shape, I suppose. I'm then going to finish that sketch and extrude that. So I'm going to select that image to extrude, E for extrude. I'm going to drag that up and it tells me off the plan that's 88 millimeters high. So I'm going to go with 88. New body is fine. I'm going to click OK. From there, I'm going to start modelling from the view of B on the plan. I'm going to grab that side, put a new sketch on there, half a rectangle again. So from the back and the bottom, I'm going to come up 40 and in 50. Place that there, select it, extrude, and I'll extrude that out by 25, 25 and 38. So we have 38 plus 50, which gives us 88. So we're just going to jump in here, punch in that dimension, 88, and enter. You now have the basis of what we're doing. There's a few more things to draw. We want our oval shape on the side here, so we're going to throw another sketch on there. Now our sketch, we're going to start with a rectangle from the bottom. We're going up 20 and across 25 to the middle of our first circle. So we're going to go C for circle. Our circle is, let's just have a look on our plan, 22 in diameter. In between our circles is 44, so I'm just going to go with the line from center point, 44, I'm going to pop that in there. Second circle, 22, there's our circles, done. This is not a circular thing though, it is, sorry, it's not 44, it's 38. Better make sure we get that dimension right. That looks a little more correct. So we should have 25 on either end and 38 between the centers. Now we're going to add a couple of lines, so L for line tool. You're going to go from the top point here to a tangent line, the top point over here. I'm also going to go from the very bottom point to a tangent line straight across this way. We can now trim all our excess. We want to just be left with our oval shape. Don't be confused by these dimension lines that come out. They're fine to be there. They're not the line is blue, and that's our completed shape. So finish the sketch, select it, E for extrude. You may want to toggle your view at this point so you can see what's going on. And I want to cut that back through that work plane. So it's going to be a negative number. It's going to be negative 50 to go all the way through there, and we want to cut. And select OK. Let's just fit that to screen so we can see what's going on. You can now see we've got our large center circle and hole through the top piece here. On this side attached piece, we now have a hole through there as well. Next is our 12mm hole at the top. So I'm going to select that plane. Excuse me, sketch on that one. We're going 17 in and 44, so rectangle. And 17 in and tab 44. That's going to give us the center point. C for circle. We go with 12. Select enter. T for trim. We can trim off our excess lines here, make it less confusing. Escape or finish the sketch. Select our circle. We actually want to select our whole circle, and we want to extrude that now through our the top, not through the bottom. So we're going to drag that through until we can see it come out in between. So toggle your view so that you can see it there. We want to cut. We're going to select OK. We now have a hole. Okay, to finish that hole, we need to go to modify, or is it create? I think it's create. Thread. We want to select the surface there. We can see over in our dialog box it's an M12 1.75mm pitch, and it's a right hand thread. Okay, it only goes down to the slot, which is what we've got. I'm going to select OK, so we can now see the thread in the bottom there. Okay, the last thing we need to do for this block is our angled piece coming through the side here. So I'm actually going to rotate that around to the back. Select on our back, draw a new sketch, and I'm going to go with the line tool from the top to the bottom. Just the one line, E for extrude. I'm going to select the triangle that we've just drawn in, and we're going to drag that below the work plane, so it's going to be a negative number, negative 16, but we are actually adding the material there. So we click OK, and we now have our completed item for Classwork 7. So set that view just there, fit it to the screen, select save, and OK, and it is complete.